Nice one for clicking on this video. Yeah, I did turn 134 pounds into 4,200 pounds in less than 2 months. Amazing journey, I must say, but it ended. I lost it all. If you want to find out how and what I did, stay tuned to find out more. A very quick disclaimer before we go into everything. This was a challenge of mine that I really wanted to do in the past, and I managed to do it, I would say, considerably successfully. It was definitely a good experience, but it ended up considerably bad for me as well. So something I want to mention is stay tuned and make sure that you smash the like button if you enjoyed, because it did take me quite a lot of time to do it. Another thing which is amazing and I think is worth mentioning is that you'll be able to see the risks and also the big returns when it comes down to investing and trading on the Forex market. Yes, there's big potential, but also there's huge risk. The account that you're going to be seeing and the numbers and the stats are from an account that I've used in numerous occasions in the past, and it was literally all for challenges and testing. So I'm really hoping that you're going to enjoy this. Thank you all so much, guys, again, and let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so here we are. As you can see on the screen, these are just some of the dates and some of the returns that I managed to do. As you can see, the account here is Rio. Do you see? Rio, that's my name. That was the leverage. That was quite a huge leverage, but I needed to test some things out, and as you can see, it turned out pretty decent. Here I am starting with 134 pounds, and as you can see at the top, it's 4.2k. Yeah, it was quite the experience. So we're gonna be coming and going through everything that I managed to do, and then I'm gonna show you exactly how it all ended up, because I did lose it all at the end. Cool, so let's start off by here. I actually had 134 pounds. That was on March 25th. You can see the overall gain, by the way. That's almost 27x on my initial investment. You can see here the drawdown, 75%. Guys, this is a must for everybody that want to get into trading and investing. Make sure that you're not risking more than 10, maximum 50% of your account, 15% of your account. It's incredibly crucial that you stay within your parameters that you're gonna set for yourself. For example, I mainly risk about 2 to 4% per trade, like that's the maximum, and sometimes I even risk 1% if I don't think that the return is gonna be as beneficial for me. But obviously this is all a challenge, so that's really the hype of it. So I think it was a really nice challenge, so let's go. My balance was 4,200, and that was like the highest on 14th of May, as you can see here. These are just some of the lot sizes. You can see I start with lot sizes such as like 0.5 to 2, and that's actually huge when you think about it on an account which is with approximately 500 to 800 pounds. That's huge, because one of these positions is gonna automatically get probably 20% of your account, if not even more, and that's the whole thing. It was a really risky challenge, but I think it turned out super nice experience. So here we are, and the whole idea is you'll be able to here see the value of the account and the drawdown. So this is what the actual account was worth at the time, and this is the equity. You see the equity here, and this is the balance. So the equity, in other words, is taking into consideration all of the open trades, whereas the balance is only what I've had before I entered the trades. So let's say I opened here, you can see they aligned to 924 pounds, and then I opened the trade which was in the minus, which means that my equity, my capital currently was 860 pounds, but my balance was 1,100, meaning that these 200 pounds difference is gonna be on my trade, which is losing 200 pounds at the time. Here we have, I've paid 207 pounds only on interest for these 2 months, and I've gained basically 0.3% daily, which is crazy, and monthly 609%, which is just amazing. I deposited 870 pounds throughout the whole period, and mostly it was down here when I could see the potential and when I understood that I needed to put more money or my whole account would get blown, which is something that happened. And I must tell you guys, my intention was not to put any more money than the initial 100 or whatever pounds I had. I had some money left over beforehand, so I'm not going to show the deposit exactly, but I had some money and I had 132 pounds exactly at the start of this video at the challenge, and I was thinking that I'm going to invest no more than that. Literally, I thought 132 pounds and that's it. But the whole idea is that I have really super risky personality, and that unfortunately led to me putting more money because I understood that I'm gonna blow it all, unfortunately, because of the circumstances. So just want to show you that you can really get addicted to those kind of stuff as investing and trading. So make sure your mentality is strong, and this challenge really put my mentality to the test, and I really got to understand quite a lot from it. Let's have a look at just some of the days. As you can see here, we start off with 134 pounds, 260, already almost doubling on the next day. Then we go to 570, 680, 800, 9. You can stop at any time, by the way, the video, and have a closer look. 800, 900, and we hit the 1K mark on 16th of April, which is just over 2 weeks after the initial start. So we already did 10x on our investment around here. So from 134 all the way to 1.1K. And then something happened. As you can see here, I had a few really bad positions that got us down to almost where we started, 370 pounds. And then I decided I'm going to be less risky. I'm going to have quicker trades. I'm going to exit as much as I can. Smaller pips, but riskier. And as you can see, my volumes went up quite a lot, 2.8 loss for the day, 3.2 loss for the day. Then I chilled for a little these few days. I was just thinking, oh my god, that's crazy. I'm already up 10x. That's just incredible. I need to make sure that I'm gonna keeping up the gain. So I actually scaled from 3.2 lots, trading 4.3 lots, which is just insane. And then going all the way up now to 1.5K, and this was one of the biggest days. I traded 18 lots for this day. That's crazy. That is approximately, for this account of 1.7K, that's probably like 50% and more on almost every position. Then it go down to 3K. This was the hugest day. On 8th of May, I managed to make approximately 1.5K, which sounds crazy. That's a monthly salary for the average person in the UK. And in some cases, maybe that's, for example, where I'm from, Bulgaria, that's like 3,000 Bulgarian leva, and I managed to do this just in one day. That's just crazy. And some people are not enough fortunate to actually experience this. So just want to say, I'm not trying to brag, and I'm sorry if it does sound that way. I just want to make this case study as experimental as possible and showcase everything out there. It is quite hard for me too, because obviously I need to showcase that I personally lost some money, even though I made shit ton of money beforehand. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you're enjoying this. And then after 3K, I actually steadily increased my lot size, and I was like, I'm gonna be maintaining the 12 to 13 lot sizes from 2.6K all the way to 4.2, and that's where I had some equal, and from here the downfall starts. It's kind of like this. I'm gonna show you later on. So my profitability actually was really nice. I had 85% win ratio, 85%. Guys, there's so many traders out there, and they're gonna be wishing and willing to, put all their money into something that I can tell them is going to give you 85% return. But obviously I risked 75% of my portfolio almost every day, if I have to be honest. Definitely at least 15% every day. And I did gain 609 pips throughout the whole thing. My average win was 45 pounds. And as you can see, my average loss was 83 pounds, which is just disturbing, which is just really bad. You should be aiming at least for twice as much. Let's say my average win should be 160, my average loss is 83. That's what I'm trying to say. And I managed to trade 100 lots. That's just crazy. Just think about it. 100 lots. With 100 lots, that means that for one move you're gonna gain at least 100 pounds. One pip is at least 100 pounds. 10 pips, you already have 1,000 pounds in profit. So that's just crazy. I paid 311 pounds in commissions. Longs won. My longs buying were much better than my shorts, which is just, I guess, subconscious. I entered approximately, as you can see, 83 plus 79. That means that I had about 160 something trades, so which is great. My best trade was 286 pounds. That's great. But my worst trade, again, almost double the amount of my best trades. That's what I'm trying to say. I tried gaining as much capital as possible. I needed to close my trades as early as possible when they were winning, because my account was super small, and unfortunately I didn't know whether a losing trade would turn out to be a great trade at the end of the day. Maybe I had a trade which was minus 300 pounds drawdown, and then it came back to zero and I closed it. This mentality was something that really did mess up with my brain. And then we go to the pips and so on. The profit factor was 3.14, which is great. Standard deviation, not bad at all. Z-score, that is really disturbing. Expectancy is approximately every time I enter a trade, I'll be in for about 3.8 pips, where I'm going to be gaining 26 pounds. And then we go to the actual monthly gain. So for March itself, I gained 172%. That's crazy. People don't even make this, hedge funds don't even make this for at least 5 years. Then we go to April, another 117%. And then we go to May. 370%, guys. 370% for 1 month, which is May. That just blows my mind. That's what I'm trying to show you. There's a huge return on your investment if you know what you're doing. But at the same time, I lost it all, so stay tuned to find out more. So in summary, as you can see, these are the main pairs that I traded during the whole time, and I had the most wins, the most profit when it comes down to GBP CAD specific currency, and then we go down to the XL Euro. Yes, that's the gold Euro. I had actually 22 trades. I think I had the most trades. Yeah, I had the most trades on this specific pair, and obviously it allowed me to gain 4,250 pips, which is approximately 960 pounds just for this particular currency, which is just amazing. Had one which was really bad, but I didn't really know how to trade it, but I saw a huge opportunity, so I looped in with about 9,000 pips. You can see I had literally one trade to test it out, and as soon as I found out what is the risk, I decided to go out, and I only lost 81 pounds. But my worst currency pair was USD CHF. I did continuously try to get my profits up and decrease my losses, but I had 9 losing trades, or probably I had a few trades which were positive. No, actually I did have, everything was negative. Everything on USD CHF was negative, and it resulted in minus 422 pounds, which is just crazy. Oh no, actually I did have 78% wins. Do you see what I'm saying? Had only 20% losses, and these losses resulted in 420 pounds loss. You need to make sure that even though your risk reward ratio may be nice, you know, your win ratio is nice, you need to make sure that you're always gonna be gaining more than what you're risking. So in this particular situation, I had 3 times more win ratio, but I lost more at the end. Do you know what this means? That my risk reward ratio was really bad at the time. Whereas, for example, I'm sure that I had, you see, one loss here, I lost only 21 cents. Or for example, I had somewhere else, let's see, I had really good ratios, so I can't really say, but 50-50 exactly. You see, one trade which was positive, and one trade that I won, and one trade that I didn't win, which resulted in 69 pounds profit, which means that on the losing trade, as you can see here, I lost 20 pounds, and on the winning one, I won 87 pounds. That's the whole point. You're trying to win more than what you're losing. Simple as. That's it. Let's have a look at the hourly. No, daily is more interesting. So on Mondays, I had about 88% winning trades. About here, 73%, 93%, 85%, 90%, which is just crazy. I entered 233 trades throughout the whole history, as you can see here. Throughout the whole history of the trading period, you know, you can see these crazy numbers like 204 withdrawals and so on. And as you can see, there's withdrawals, which means it's definitely real accounts. I'm not bullshitting you or anything like this. My exposure, for some reason, doesn't load. It's okay. But let's start off with the beginning. I was trading with, yeah, I started off pretty bad. And then I started climbing up. So it was approximately somewhere here that I started the challenge. I had lost previously a couple of hundreds when I tried testing another strategy, but then I was like, I need to really go into this challenge full on, or that's it. So I started off making like 10 to 70 pounds per day per trade, as you can see here, and the average duration was 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes to an hour, but one of the best trades was 12 hours, which gave me 50% gain at the time, which is just crazy. Just imagine. Then we go to the next day when we were already doing it. So it was 25 pounds, 20, 30 pounds. You see, the numbers are climbing up and up. This is a small one, funny, but I was consistent. You see, I was aiming to be consistent. I already deposited another 32 pounds. I knew I needed to invest more if I wanted to gain more. So at this point, I already made more than 100 pounds, and my average return on my trades was 2% something. You see, this was 4%, and this was 5%. So if 5% was 40 pounds, you can say that at the time of this recording, my current balance was approximately 800 pounds. So with 800 pounds I was gaining 5%. You see, trying to keep it consistent, not risking huge amount, but gaining 5% is something that I was proud of. And as soon as I had 800 pounds, I decided I'm gonna withdraw the amount that I've invested previously, 32, plus some premium for myself. So I needed to just withdraw more than 200 pounds at this time, and I'll be already a plus. And then we go. I'm starting to withdraw every day that I was making more money. You see, this was just funny, but basically there I am, just already in plus. Just these withdrawals, I'm already plus 400 pounds in my bank account and trading with almost 1,000 pounds, making 8% on the beginning of the day on GBP cut. Then another few good trades, 14% on when it goes GBP out for 110 pounds. And this was all basically on the same day. Have a look. Fourth, then on the ninth. So two trades. That's all you need. 2 trades per day to gain 17%. That's literally what I did. And then we go here again, some withdrawals. And then this was really funny. I started doing this, and then I deposited another 15 pounds. I was like, yeah, for the sake of it, I think I had at the time 950, and I wanted 985, and I wanted to see these 1,000 pounds, boy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So basically, I was aiming at making like 2 to 5% per day, not much, but consistent. And here I had one of the worst few days. Just have a look. 35% down on almost all of my trades. Have a look. 35% of my capital, 30% of my capital, 35% of my capital. And I was still withdrawing just for the sake of it, you know. 35%. And this was on 16th of, I think it was, January. April. On 16th of April, just have a look. 16th of April, that was it. Here from 1.1k when I went down to 300 pounds. This was like the worst time, and I knew I needed to keep it consistent, you see. So here I gained consecutively from 300 all the way to 900 pounds, just slowly, like gaining a few percentages, not risking a lot. Like look, my lot size here is 0.20, whereas previously I was risking 1 to 0.50 to 0.40. 0.20 is half of my size, and the current account, that's still probably a few percentage, definitely at risk, but I was gaining something like 85%, 90%, which is just phenomenal. Then we go back here, I'm already more consistent, everything's going great, and I'm making those huge profits, risking 0.4, 0.5, not more than one lot per trade, which is amazing. And then shit gets serious, as they say. I started trading with more than one lot, I think for the first time, and I gained only 6 pounds because I could feel the risk, and I was like, oh, a whole lot size is just huge. So this one, the duration was 2 days for 68 pounds, which is not ideal. Then we go down to one of my best trades, XL Euro. You can see here on the gold, it took 1 day, but I gained 33% of my account, which means that for me to gain 280%, that means that I needed to have 3 times as much, which is just about like 900. So it took me almost 15 days to get back to where I was previously, see? So from April 19 all the way back to 1k again on May 1st. So yeah, it took me just about 11 days. Yeah, just about 11 days or something like this, which is just crazy. That's just crazy. But just wanted to show you that steady returns at this particular time were a very nice idea. Then we're going to this, and I'm super quick. Just make sure that you stop at any point in time that you feel comfortable. Just don't want to make this video like 30 minutes or so. Then we go to again some steady returns, withdrawals like super small, just to make sure that I can showcase to you guys, and you see it's like a constant thing. 17, this took 3 hours, like for example this took 19 minutes for 20 pounds, this took like 4 minutes for 25 pounds, and so on. This took 3 hours for 2 pounds. Do you see what I'm saying? And basically I was gaining approximately like 3 to 7%. I lost here, as you can see as well, and now things become really serious. At this time I had a really bad few days, which were 10 to 15% down, which was approximately here, and that's just before the big jump. So I was from 3k all the way down to 2.6k, and then I lost all of these. I lost about 300 for the day. Then I knew I needed to chill out a little, and I wanted to deposit. This was the thing, I shouldn't have deposited, because at this time I'm already about a zero in my profit loss statement when I think about it. I previously withdrawn about 400 pounds, and now I'm putting in more 200 pounds, which means I'm getting close to being at zero. And then I deposit 567 pounds. Just wanted to showcase, guys, is At this particular time when I deposited, I was in a big drawdown. I was already getting to those 70% drawdown numbers, which are not ideal. And if I didn't have enough capital in my account, my hope positions would get blown up and my actual account equity will become my balance, which is not ideal. And here I was depositing and constantly making some small, I'm saying small change, but it's actually £290 for the day, which is quite a decent amount of money. 16%. It took like 8 hours for this, like 50 minutes for £100. That sounds great. You know, just calculate it. If I'm making for 8 hours £290, when you divide that by the 8 hours, that means I'm making £36 per minute. Now £36 per hour. That sounds great, doesn't it? But it's not really super sustainable in this world unless you know exactly how you're doing it. And here I was in a huge drawdown. At this particular time, this was on 8th of May, yes, so it was about here. I was in this huge drawdown, as you can see, guys. My equity was 2k either, but I was in 1k at minus at the time. 1k, you see. And here when I put down the money, everything went back to normal because the prices met somewhere in the middle and everything was great. But basically from here I make the biggest jump from 2.6k to 4k, but then I lose it all. So just very briefly, we're gonna go through it. You see, these are the losses. I cut down my losses and I basically ended up here with 2.6k. No risk here. And now we go to the last day. Here I am making £130, 200, 300, you know, everything's great. 200, you know, 330, 200. I'm basically trying to keep it consistent between 4 to 10% gains, no more. You can see I barely have any losses, like 0.37% loss, 0.78% loss, but that's what happens when you have almost 90% win ratio. And now, are you guys ready? I'm gonna be showing you how it all came down from 2,642% win to almost zero. Just exactly on 25th. So it would be all the way from March 25th all the way to May 25th. So if I had stopped on 14th of May, I would have made exactly, just give me a second, I would have made exactly £4,000 in a matter of a few months, literally. Without doing anything, staying at the comfort of my home. I was literally trading in between all of my seminars and all of my lecture theaters, and I was telling a few of my closest friends, like for example Christo, he knows about some of these stuff, but that's just the kind of stuff that are possible. And now we go back to 25th. Are you guys ready? Here I am. The account was blown away from £4,200 all the way down to £400. I was feeling super down, as you can see. I was trading only 5 lots of the day. Then I came back at 1k, 600, 798, then another loss, and then another loss. And I ended up with having half of what I started with. And I ended up depositing far more than I wanted. I was meant to deposit only a few £100 so that I can start the challenge. But I got really addicted. So I deposited £2,000 and I had withdrawn only 1,500. At the end, I was at minus £800, which is not ideal. I did end up with almost 100%, as you can see, loss in the month of May, which was plus 300%. And these were my biggest losses. You see, I had a few £600 losses, £350 losses, 400, 500. Everything was going crazy, and I was depositing so they can keep up with my account spending, and that is not ideal. That's not what you want to do, guys. That's like the worst thing that could happen. So make sure that when you have losses, you cut them down. You make sure that you stop them, and that's it. You don't want to be held back. And yeah, the whole drawdown, as you can see here, was already 90%. I was really risky at the time. I was really maintaining it across this time around May 14. I was trading about 30%, which for this type of challenge, when I'm aiming to gain super big returns, is okay. But you should be aiming for no more than 10 to 15%. But yeah, this big day I had a few very big losses. I'm not remembering GBP, GPY, but let me just have a look. GBP CHF, yeah, so the pound and I forgot the CHF currency, the Swiss franc, and basically I was losing. You see, I was buying shit ton of this when I didn't have to. Or Euro GBP, same thing, 300%, 40% of my account, then 70% of my account, then again 64% of my account. I lost it all, and I withdrew the rest. I withdrew 62 pounds in the end, and I was like, I've already deposited shit ton. Deposit 540, deposit 450, deposit 200. I was withdrawing a few here and there as well, but it ended up pretty bad. And with this, I'm gonna wrap up the whole idea. That'll be it for today's video, but before I finish off, I just want to summarize a few key points from this case study and this challenge. I want to make sure that you all understand the risks and the profits of trading Forex, whether that's Forex only or you trade on the stock market, option trading, whatever it is that you're doing with derivatives, literally everything that you're doing when it comes down to investing. You need to make sure that you have everything in line with your personality, your risk averse, and you know what you're aiming for. For example, maybe I should have been considerably happy with turning 4K in a few months from 130 pounds, and I should have stopped. That's 31 times of my investment, but I wanted to see how far this challenge can go. And here I am speaking to you about it almost a year after that. Another huge tip that I have towards you guys is never have more than 10 to 15% drawdown on your account. That's like the limit. 15% is for the people that are super risky, 8 to 10% is for the normal people, and I really suggest that because you don't want to risk a big chunk of your account. Just imagine if you have 100k, you're going to be risking 10k. Just imagine risking 10k, constantly being in minus. That's what drawdown is. And this account, this challenge that I was showing you guys, was 75% drawdown most of the time on an average. That's the risk that I was taking in order to gain these returns, which is not definitely sustainable, as you saw. Make sure that you withdraw 50% of your profits, something that my parents have told me. I was withdrawing consecutively throughout the whole period that I was making the money. However, I really got addicted and I wanted to sustain this challenge. I should have just cut my wins and been super proud of myself. But I actually got addicted. So make sure that you know the boundaries of making money, being smart and confident, and already acting stupid as I was at the time. And as you can see, I was up 4,000 and something plus throughout the whole time, but I ended up losing 820 pounds, which is not ideal. And I wanted to mention this as a scenario for you guys. If you're having a losing trade, make sure you cut it down. Don't put more money to sustain it when it's in the minus. Just cut it down, understand what has happened wrong, and make sure that you don't repeat the same mistake. You can't expect the same results unless you change something. You can't expect different results, yeah. Well, I'm really hoping you guys enjoyed these type of videos, and I've seen a huge amount of interest from my previous one. That's why I really wanted to do this one. This is a really personal matter to me, so I'm really gonna appreciate if you guys give it a like. Make sure you share it with friends. This is just insane indeed. And thank you all so much, guys. Make sure you leave a comment down below whether you really enjoyed these type of videos, whether you want me to make more, because I've done a few more challenges as well, which turned out really great, to be honest. Thank you all so much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure to check my other videos across the channel. I'm really hoping that you're enjoying them, and up to the next one.